Hello and welcome to Get With The Program Radio Show. I'm your host, Gary Jones. Get With The Program Radio Show is a multicultural, informative, relevant, and entertaining 1 hour weekly show, offering a diverse combination of guest interviews with questions or comments. And we will act as a positive source of information. Now, today, we will be joined in the studio with Miss Tammy Mills, who is an executive director of Total Life Changes. And today's topic is the importance of taking care of your body. Now, that's going to be a good show because everybody needs to know exactly what's going on with their body, what's good to put in your body, and what is most important to take care of your body. Your body is like your temple, man. You really got to take care of it. You got to put the right things in it, and Tammy's going to help us out with a lot of that. She's going to share some good information with us, of course, about high blood pressure, obesity, diabetes. I mean, a lot of stuff that really affects a lot of people today. But before we get to that, I got to reach out. I got to reach out to my man, comedian Gravedigger. Gravedigger, talk to me, man. What's happening with you, brother? Talk to me, Grave.
Hey, Gary, what's up? Get with the program, I see. Here I am. Gary, y'all just got to answer. You just got to answer this question. How is it that Donald Trump is still in office after what he said the other day? Now, he going to go, first he didn't know Puerto Rico was part of the United States. Then he going to go on national TV and tell the people that they're messing up the budget because the death rate in Puerto Rico wasn't high as the one in Katrina. Now, do you hear something stupid like that? He's still in office. Now, how is it he finally get to Puerto Rico after he said he had to wait on his passport? He finally get to Puerto Rico, don't bring nothing but his wife with $3,000 worth of shoes on, $50,000 pants, $80 million in jewelry, and they traveling on Air Force One. He get off the plane and bring these people a pallet load of paper towels. Now, how is it he's still president? And another thing, Gary, I hope y'all still listening. Get with the program. Why is it now Cam Newton is losing supporters just because he said something that everybody else is saying? Why do we have women on the football field? Why, I mean, the girl asked the question. Cam just said it's funny to hear routes talked about by a lady. What is that? Now they call him a racist. They call him a woman basher and all this. We don't need. You tell me why women want to be in the men's locker room anyway, huh? Ain't they got nothing at home? What they were trying to make some comparisons or what? I got to get out of here. But you know what? I'm upset today because there's so much stupid stuff going on. Y'all leave Cam Newton alone. Why is it? Y'all keep listening to Gary and get with the program. This is Gravedigger. I'm out. Peace.
Wow, Grave, I got to give it to you, man. That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. But listen, right now, don't touch that dial. We'll be right back after this. Hold up.
Get with the program.
What you talking about?
The program. The program. Get with the program.
Everybody clap to this.
Say what? Get with the program.
It starts now.
Hello and welcome back to Get With The Program Radio Show. I'm your host, Gary Jones. Today we are joined in the studio with Miss Tammy Mills, who is an executive director of Total Life Changes. And today's topic is the importance of taking care of your body. Hello, Tammy, and welcome to Get With The Program Radio Show.
Hi, Gary. How are you?
I am fine. It is a pleasure to have you here today. You doing okay?
I'm blessed. It's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, that's wonderful. So, Tammy, tell me exactly, when we talk about the importance of taking care of your body, but before we get to that, tell me who you are. Where are you from?
Wow, Gary. I am Tammy Mills, of course. I go by the name of I Am Tammy on Facebook, guys. Many people know me by I Am Tammy. And truly, I am from North Carolina, born and raised in North Carolina. I'm currently living in Raleigh, North Carolina. Been here for a couple of years.
Sure.
You know, married with 2 children. I just love health and wellness.
Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Now, and I'm glad to have you here. Now, I did see in your bio, Total Life Changes. And when you say that, what are we talking about?
We're talking about a total life change. We're talking about a transformation. We're just actually talking about people really being aware of their body, of their temple. You know, many people feel like that they cannot do the simple things in life, just drinking water, 8 glasses of water a day. We're talking about really taking charge over your health. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is to get in your mindset that you need a total life change. It's not something that you do every month or every year. It is a lifestyle. And, you know, we don't have to make New Year's resolutions, but when you get in the mindset of a total life change, this becomes a part of your life.
Right, because when we talk about the temple, we're talking about your body.
Yes.
Taking care of your body. And the body, once you put in is what you get out of it. Now, being healthy and eating right, it is an important factor of our lives, right?
Yes, it is.
So tell me, what influenced you to become 100% health conscious?
You know, when I started with Total Life Changes, you know, I began to reflect back over my upbringing of just eating good and taking care of my temple. But it actually, you know, it was a reminder when I was in the 6th grade, you know, just getting up, working out each and every day. I was always proactive, right? And so this started with me in my early teens up into my adulthood to really know the importance of taking care of your body. Like you just said, Gary, what you put in is what you're going to get out.
Right. That is exactly right, because if you put the wrong stuff in it, you're going to get a reaction. Now, in today's society, Tammy, do you think that the food that we eat has a lot to do with the way that we are dying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I think about my grandmother that was 94 years old. When they was coming up, they can basically eat anything they wanted to eat. But now in this time, we have to link back that a lot of our diseases and other things that are affecting our body is coming from the things that are being put in the food that we have no control of, the hormone growth that you will see the young girls are now, bodies are producing to be fuller than what when we came up. The things that we're putting in the foods, hormones, pesticides, things like that is actually affecting our bodies today.
Yeah, you know, I can definitely speak vouch for that, because I remember I went to a farm once upon a time, not too long ago, where they raised chickens.
Yes.
Because, you know, now we have a lot of chickens that are, I mean, with much chicken as people eat in the world today, it's got to be some kind of way they keep making so many chickens. I mean, chicken is just here all the time.
All the time.
All the restaurants. But I actually went to a farm where they raise chickens, and I've seen where they inject tubes inside of the chickens in the mouth, and I can see their stomachs just blowing up. And these chickens are fully raised in a matter of weeks.
Yes.
I mean, it's genetically influenced, no question about it. What are some of the bad toxics that we enjoy putting in our body, but they're bad for our health?
The number one thing that I would say that toxins our body is sugar. Sugar is in everything, the breads, the cookies, even in yogurts and things that we think are healthy. So we have to be mindful that, you know, even back in the early 1900s, if you would do research, they tried to actually put sugar in a lot of foods, you know, and the government would not allow it. So they came back to be wiser to say, well, I'm going to try to make it more healthier and try to use the word sugar free or, sugar free. That's what they tried to use. And so a lot of these things that we find in our foods, like aspartame, they're artificial sweeteners. Many of these sugars cause cancer in our bodies.
Wow.
Yes, it's very amazing. So people need to understand that sugar actually toxins our body.
Now, what are some of the other things that I hear potatoes, some things like potatoes, some starches turn into sugar once they're in your body?
Yes.
I've heard that before.
That is actually true. And if you do not take some type of vitamins like vitamin B6, it actually converts bad sugar right into it, able to break down in your body so you can actually burn. Because one thing, when you eat too many carbs, if you're not getting some type of activity doing your workout, maybe burning to 200 to 300 calories a day, then that carbs actually turns into fat. And that's where the love handles and the muffin tops and our stomachs begin to sit in our lap, because we're not burning off those extra carbs. Which
is going to lead to another topic that we're going to talk about, which is high blood pressure and obesity.
Yes.
Oh, that's going to fall right back into the future conversation of the show. Now, is it important for us to read the labels on the products that we buy?
We must take the time out that when we are going out shopping for our foods to actually take the time out to read the labels. As I said before, sugar-free, organic, those are big topics that we looking on our food. But if you don't take the time to read them, you will find out that they have very little to none health wise that's going to help our body. Things that are going to aid to our nutrition's value. It has no nutrition's value in it. And then a lot of times things that has sugar-free will lead back to aspartame, which is a bad sugar factor that's really causing our bodies to go downhill.
So what I'm hearing is that it's natural sugar, like sugar cane. Which is the best sugar? Is it the sugar that's artificial, imitation, or regular sugar? Which sugar should we go by?
Well, really, no sugar is really good for you. But if you have to have some type of sugar, I would, encourage people to use a type of sugar called stevia. That is more natural than none. I would ask people to opt out of things like Sweet and Low, Equal, even Splendor, because a lot of times these are artificial sweeteners, which allows our body to actually put on more weight.
Wow.
And these things are found in diet sodas. They're found in sugar-free foods like Jell-O, yogurt, and things like that. And this will actually cause your body to put on more pounds when you're thinking you're losing weight and you're not.
Something? So I hear a lot about cleansing your body. People always talking about detox, cleansing your body out. And I hear some people, they're taking laxatives to flush themselves out with other different type of herbs and chemicals and things like that. Should we be more aware of the backlash from this cleansing process that these drugs that they supposed to be doing for us? Should we be prepared for what can happen after we clean ourselves out too much?
Most likely, most definitely. We need to be aware that when you are putting these products in your body and they are saying that you're getting a full detoxification, you're not. And so a lot of times when you're not using all natural substance in your body that's helping your body aid with your liver, your liver, your colon system, it's actually going to cause more harm. And so when you do that, any type of pharmaceutical medication that you're taking, you need to be aware of all side effects.
Wow, that's real good stuff. In case you're just joining into the show today, we are joined in the studio with Miss Tammy Mills, who is an executive director of Total Life Changes. And today our topic is the importance of taking care of your body. And before we go any further, when we come back after this message, we're going to get more into obesity and high blood pressure, which a lot of African Americans suffer from that today. But don't touch that dial. We'll be right back with Tammy after this message. Hello and welcome back to Get With The Program Radio Show. Again, I'm your host, Gary Jones. As I said before, today we're joined in the studio with Miss Tammy Mills. She's Executive Director of Total Life Changes, and today our topic is the importance of taking care of your body. Welcome back. Now, Tammy.
Yes.
We're going to shift gears here a little bit because something that really affects the African American community quite a bit, and some other people as well, is blood pressure.
Yes.
High blood pressure. This is something that is, it seems like we're either born with it, or matter of fact, are we born with that?
Well, I can truly say that it can be hereditary. It can actually be in your DNA because actually on my mother's side, it's hereditary. A lot of people try to treat it with losing weight. Those things are a good factor of lowering your blood pressure. But most time people inherit, high blood pressure.
Right. Now high blood pressure is something that some people deal with on a daily basis. What are some of the causes that you've heard that are from high blood pressure? What is the cause of it?
Hypertension, is really a silent killer. First, I do want to say, and that's the reason why it's affecting people. It has little or no warning signs of it. It actually eats up our internal organs, and that's why a lot of people die from hypertension. But some of the factors that causes hypertension is being overweight. A lot of people are overweight. A lot of people are not exercising. They're mostly just sitting down, looking at TV, not getting out, doing any type of activity to get their heart rate up, to get their heart strong so your blood can flow, through your cells like it's supposed to. Another factor is people are eating poorly. People are eating poorly. And I know on our last segment, Gary, we talked about, the chickens being injected with the hormonal growth. And it's because of economy. A lot of people are suffering. And so they're trying to get more for their bucks. So when they're going into the grocery store and they looking at this chicken, they say, hey, I only have a few dollars to spend, so I'm going to get this chicken that I can be able to feed my family more. And a lot of people are aware of the hormonal growth, but because they do not have the funds to purchase organic products or things like that, they will end up still purchasing, the bigger amount of meats, which is not good. But food is one of the number one factors that allowing people to have high blood pressure. Fried foods, they're intaking too much sodium.
So the fried chicken, we love fried chicken.
Yes.
And I guess some of the things that we like, I hear people say sometimes that Thanksgiving dinner for some of us is when we go overboard. And because we have the fried chicken, we have the macaroni cheese, the collard greens seasoned with all kind of stuff.
Yes.
And I think that's one time out of the year that we as people, we go in really hard with that,
Really
but then
hard.
we suffer later behind it.
Yes, we
Right.
suffer later with the salt intake and also with the carbs and calories, because during the holiday season, most people are going to take in between 20,000 to 40,000 calories.
Wow, that's a lot of calories. Wow, that's like now. Can diet if I wanted to really watch my health, can diet alone possibly fix blood pressure conditions? Can the diet alone, or do we need to do other things?
Well, I've been to physicians and talked to them a little bit more about high blood pressure. Sometimes if you are on a low dose, maybe 25 milligrams, which is like a fluid pill, if you are able to manage your weight and diet together, not doing just one, but both of them together, then sometimes the doctor will lower your dosage or take you off that blood pressure medication.
That's good to know. Yeah, that's really good to know. With blood pressure, I find that a lot of African Americans suffer from this condition. And why is it that we suffer? What you think? Why is it that we suffer more than others?
I feel that the reason why our culture, African Americans, do suffer from high blood pressure is because of our roots. I feel that it goes all the way back of our ancestors, how slavery, and then you see black on black crimes. You actually see the things that are going on in the government with the police force. I feel like all of that plays a factor with our culture. I really do.
With our stress. Yep.
Yes,
and
the stress level.
And the funny thing that I find out, and I'm glad we're having this conversation, is that if we look back at slavery, when we was coming through those tough times, and we were fed what was thrown away.
Yes.
That's where all the pork and different things that the master didn't eat, he threw it to us to eat it. But for some kind of way, we survived.
Yes.
We made it. So would you think that the food that was then is what we're eating now? Because it's some of the same food, but now we're eating it and it's causing problems.
Right.
So is it what's the change?
I feel the change from what our ancestors ate back then to now, it's being tampered with. It's being contaminated with a lot of chemicals and pesticides and things like that. That's what I feel is the reason why we're dying off a lot faster, and our bodies are actually being affected a lot more harsh because of the things that are being put into the foods that we have no control of.
And I often wonder, as an African American myself, is that do the other races suffer as much as we do from high blood pressure, or do they suffer at all?
Of course. High blood pressure has no discrimination. Anyone can get high blood pressure, but of course, our culture suffers with it the most. But you do have other cultures like Caucasians. They suffer with high blood pressure as well, because I said one of the factors of having high blood pressure was being overweight, not managing your weight. So there are other cultures that suffers with high blood pressure.
Wow, that's extremely. Once again, if you're just joining in the show right now, once again, we're in the studio with Ms. Tammy Mills, who is an executive director of Total Life Changes, and we're talking about the importance of taking care of your body. Take care of your body. That's what we're stressing today. We're making sure that you get some information to take care of your body. And high blood pressure is is a silent killer. I hear that is a silent killer. So the suggestion is to make sure that you go. What do you suggest someone to do to help manage or prevent high blood pressure?
One thing that I think you need to do is first consult your physician and find out some things that may be going on. Actually just do a self-evaluation of yourself, because stress is hypertension. A lot of times people get hypertension because they overstressed. They could be overworked. They could be worrying about something, and that leads to hypertension. But after you talk with your physician, and find out what is your weight management, what things you need to be doing, and also your food, get on a diet that's going to help you manage your salt intake. Because you have to make sure you're getting some type of activity and make sure that you're managing your food that you eat.
So it sounds like watch what you eat, watch your salt intake, watch your sugar intake, exercise.
Yes.
And stay in cahoots with your doctor.
Absolutely.
Take care of your health. Get your regular physicals. Keep up with all of that good stuff.
Absolutely.
Okay, wonderful. Now let's shift to obesity. Now, because we're going to talk about obesity and diabetes. Now, obesity, what causes obesity? What is it? What's the cause of that? It's just eating. I hear people say sometimes you eat too much. That's obesity, but it's got to be some other things besides just eating too much.
Well, actually, for a long time, Gary, I thought that as well. But just doing my research, I also found out that thyroids can be a cause of people being obese. I was just reading an article not too long ago. This young lady, she was actually the largest woman in the world, and she was in the Asian culture. And, I wasn't even expecting that, because the United States has always been the number one country that suffers with obesity. But we can see that it's worldwide. And so it could be other factors like your thyroid. You can have an inactive thyroid that can actually cause you to gain weight.
So we're talking about pretty much environmental factors and,
Yes.
and psychological factors can affect this. And what about genetic? Can it also be?
Of course.
Some genetic? Okay.
Of course, it could be genetics, and it could also, like you say, your environment, low poverty area, people not being able to buy good foods, eat bacon foods. Most families that I know that are in a bad community, they're eating fast foods like McDonald's and French fries and pizza. These are foods that can actually pack on the weight and cause high blood pressure because of the salt, so much salt in the foods.
So I'm hearing that salt is a problem.
Yes.
And then I hear people tell me sometimes that sea salt is better. So which salt is better? Because we all like a little salt.
Yes.
Salt makes food for some reason taste better.
Right.
What salt should we use in your suggestion?
I don't feel that you should have a preference in your salt. I think it's all about portion control, because a lot of times when you are out going to restaurants, for instance, a lot of times you're eating food that may already have salt in it. And I've seen people that I went to eat out with that before they even taste their food, they putting more salt on the food. So I think it's all about portion control. If you're cooking at home, of course, you're able to control the portions that are being put in your food.
Oh, that's good to know. And then I hear that when we cook with salt, we should cook with it instead of sprinkling it on the food.
Absolutely. That is so important, to put the salt in the food while you're preparing it versus putting on raw salt. That's a really bad habit to do that. And a lot of people do that.
Wow. I know that's some good information, because I honestly, I do that now. I will sprinkle salt on my food sometime, and I still do it. And people get offended, because I was actually at an event one time before, and it was a lady sitting beside another lady. Wow. and I overheard that conversation. And one of the ladies put salt on her food. And this other lady looked at her and said, you're putting too much salt on your food. That is too much.
Yes.
Be careful with the salt. And the lady that she was talking to got offended and said, listen, this is my plate. This is my food. You don't have nothing to do with this. And they almost got into a really big argument.
Yes.
But again, she was trying to help her.
Yes, right.
Because salt can be bad for you.
Yes.
So what are some other causes of obesity? We know we got the environmental, psychological, hereditary, and stress can, like we mentioned, stress can cause it too, right?
Worrying,
worried.
worrying, stress, being, living in society with all the things that are going on. We just got through the hurricane season. Well, actually, there's still another hurricane out there, but just stressing over life general, life happens, death, things on your job. You're stressed out about that. You're stressed about your bills.
Which brings a more important factor. We as African Americans, we seem to suffer from a lot of that more than any other race, what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
So we are more prone to suffering from these different conditions.
Yes.
Obesity, high blood pressure. And And so we have to really be careful at what we do. And relationships
Yes.
is another thing that
Key
causes
factor.
is a key factor.
Yes. Yes, I definitely would say that. We just need to be mindful of everything that we do. Like, you talked about relationships, and when people are trying to have a good relationship, and when things go sour, things go bad, we tend to worry. We tend to worry, and when we don't put things in the right perspective, it can really be like a cancer eating away at us. That's what worrying is. It's like a silent killer, and it begins to eat up your inside organs, and it just zaps you and just really takes you by force.
So stop stressing, people. In a relationship, you got things going on, cut it, get some rest, eat right, and watch your diet. Of course, we do know that if you are also, it's in your genes, sometimes you can't do nothing about your size and your weight, but be happy for who you are. If you're full figured or you're overweight, hey, be healthy with it.
Yes, and I actually want to add on to that, Gary, and it's so important that you said that everybody cannot be a size 0 or size 2. But, there are a lot of people that are small, but they are very unhealthy, right? It does not mean that because you are a size 5 or 6 that you're healthy. Not so. But, just be healthy in who you are. Love who you are. So if you are a plus size young woman or plus size man, be healthy, still get out, be active, try to eat best that you can eat, and that's what it's all about.
Now, I like what you said there. That was a really key thing. For my listeners, weight doesn't necessarily, if you're small, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are healthy.
Absolutely.
And if you're overweight, doesn't necessarily mean that you are unhealthy.
Absolutely.
So don't get it twisted, because you see somebody that's overweight, you easily just say, wow, they're a heart attack waiting to happen, where you could be a heart attack waiting to happen.
Yes.
So just be happy who you are, but be conscious of your health. Now, let's switch to diabetes. We know diabetes is another killer among the race. So what are some of the causes for diabetes?
Some of the causes of diabetes is eating too much sugar. Again, eating too much sugar, not balancing your carbs. Because most people that are that becomes to be diabetics, the doctor will actually limit them from eating bread. Limit them from eating bread. And if they do eat it, it's little to none, maybe one slice a day. They can't have bread and have another starch. So they have to balance those two things out with the sugar. And if their sugar gets too low, then they are allowed to maybe drink a little bit of orange juice to get it back up. So those are two things that they have to really manage, is being a diabetic, and also along with their weight.
I hear a lot about sugar and bread, and I hear a lot that too much of that can really be bad for you.
Yes.
And just an example, I had a chance to witness someone that was a diabetic, that is a diabetic now, and I had never seen anybody go unconscious. And I actually saw that for the first time in my life, maybe a couple of years ago.
Absolutely.
And this person, he seemed dizzy at first, and then he passed out. He was unconscious, and they called the paramedics. They came in, and I had never seen this whole process. They gave him a shot of, I think it was dextrose, it was some kind of sugar or something.
Yes.
And he came back just like that. He woke right up like nothing had happened. And that's scary, because at any moment, it could be anybody. If you're not keeping up with your sugar level, you can go into this stage.
Absolutely.
Automatically. And you're mentioning that sugar, bread, and all these things can put you in that state. So we have to be really careful about that.
Yes, and if they're not monitoring their numbers, their AC1 level, then they can actually, if their sugar gets too high, they can go into coma stages.
And diabetes is also something, too, that is hereditary as well.
Yes.
But you can also cause this to come on as well also.
Exactly. You can cause it to come on by not managing these things we just talked about, your weight, your sugar, your carbs, and things like that. And also another thing that we need to be mindful when you find out that you are a diabetic, you have to be very careful of the things that you do, like your daily activity. You don't want to make sure that you get any cuts or bruises. You want to make sure that you are caring to that effectively and immediately. Because, for instance, if you are out and you're wearing sandals, and if you bump your toe or get a cut on your toe or your finger, you have to immediately tend to that, because if you don't take care of that, then it's a possibility that it could be amputated.
Now there's different levels of diabetes, right? There's type 2, there's different types of diabetes.
Yes.
So they all, when someone goes into a stage of needing insulin, are they treated the same way, or that's something that the doctor would have to really?
Type 1 and type 2, there are a difference. The type 1 is the stage where you are managing your blood sugar and you're managing your carbs. You're actually following a diet that the doctor has prepared for you. And then when you have to start using insulin, it's a person that their diabetes has really gotten under control, and they need the insulin to try to bring it and to balance your carbs and your sugar level, your glucose, what we're talking about. And so at that stage, it's really bad, because if you don't manage your diabetes, it could cause blindness. I've known people to die from not managing being a diabetic. So you want to be mindful of that. It's very serious. A disease is very serious, and you can live a healthy lifestyle with it if you manage it.
So basically what I'm hearing with blood pressure, obesity, diabetes, and with our topic, the importance of taking care of your body, all three of these things are manageable.
All are manageable.
We can get them under control.
Yes.
It's possible for some stuff probably can't, because it's just hereditary. But most of the time, we can get this under control with our diet.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So a lot of times, people feel like, well, if I'm a diabetic, I can't have a piece of fried chicken, or if I have a high blood pressure, I can't have a piece of, I can't have any French fries. But you can have all those things. Is managing, eating everything in its proper perspective, and also eating portion control. You shouldn't go out and eat a buffet every single day. Right? We shouldn't do that. But just being able to say, I can have a piece of cake, right? But if you are a diabetic, then you may need to have something sugar-free, because you don't want to allow your sugar to go up high. Because as I said before, if you're eating too much sugar, then if your number's running between 400 to 500, you can absolutely go into coma stages.
Wow. That is some good news. Once again, if you're just joining into the show today, we are in the studio with Ms. Tammy Mills, who is an executive director of Total Life Changes. And today our topic is the importance of taking care of your body. I'm going to call it your temple, so make sure you take care of that. But we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back after this message, so don't touch that dial. Hang right here with us on Get With The Program radio show. Hello and welcome back to Get With The Program radio show. I'm your host, Gary Jones, and we're in the studio with Ms. Tammy Mills, who once again is the executive director of Total Life Changes. And we're going to get more into Total Life Changes this particular segment. We're talking about the importance of taking care of your body. Now, Tammy, before we left the show, we talked about blood pressure, obesity, and diabetes. Now, when you find someone that's going through these, that you may look to see that they may possibly suffer from these particular issues, how do you approach them? Because people get offensive when you start talking about you start talking to somebody about, look, you got some weight on you. We need to talk about you working on this, or don't eat that sugar, don't eat that salt. People will get real offensive, tell you to get out of my face. I'm going to eat this pork chop. I'm going to eat this sugar. I'm going to do this. How do we approach people like that?
Well, I found the most effective way of approaching people, Gary, is to first make it about them. You have to make it about them. You can't approach people saying, I'm trying to sell you something, or trying to come off offensive to people, because, at the end of the day, people have the right to choose to do what they want to do, right?
Absolutely.
And so we have to let them know that we care about them. It's about them. We want to let them know that we want them to be around for a long time. We want to be able to address whatever is going on with them. And, I learned from some of my top leaders is that people don't care about how much you know until they know that you care. And once I begin to enter a person's circle, and I don't always talk about weight loss, I just let people know that I'm here for them. So even if I'm not able to sell one of my products, I still want them to walk away with a powerful nugget to let them know that I'm concerned about their health.
Okay, speaking of product, and you are the director, you are an executive director of Total Life Changes.
Yes.
Tell me about Total Life Changes. What is that? What is that about?
Wow, Total Life Changes is an amazing company that I have partnered with through our visionary, Mr. Jack Fallon. He started this company over 20 years ago in the basement of his home with a powerful product called NutriBurst. It's a liquid vitamin. And he started this company, with you and me in mind. He wasn't thinking about himself, but he knew that if he could, produce a product that was very effective, that gives us instant gratification, that you were able to purchase with very low cost, that this product will be a worldwide and also a household name that will be around forever. And so I love this company because it actually allow us to be able to help change people's health and their wealth.
So is this a vitamin company, or they have other products as well?
We're a health and wellness company that has over 50 plus products.
Wow.
Yes.
Tell me a couple of them. They have, okay, like what, for example, they have, I heard you say vitamins. Okay. What
Yes, our flagship product is the ISOT. It's a detox tea, and it has over 26 benefits that helps with some of the topics that we talked about: high blood pressure, diabetes, weight loss. It actually helps out with migraine headaches, fibromyalgia. It actually also helps out with allergies.
Is this tea for anybody, any age?
Most definitely, this tea, a person that has children can drink this product from the ages of 5 on up, can actually detoxify their body. Pregnant women cannot drink it though.
Now, that's good to know. Now, when I hear detox,
Yes.
when I hear the word detox, I automatically think of laxative. I think of cleaning out the house.
Yes.
You know, I'm just being
Yes.
real with it, you know. So
Yes.
if someone gets this drink, do they have to worry about that type of situation? Because, you know, when you go get a colonoscopy, you know, the doctor give you these things to clean you out, and they tell you to stay home.
Yes,
you
they do.
don't look, hey man, don't be going out in the house the next 2 or 3 hours, because
Right.
it's gonna be a problem. So is this a drink? With this drink, would I have to worry about something like that?
No, you will not. You will not have to worry about it because the ISOT is not a laxative. It's that whenever you take this product, you can eat it with food or without food. And it's just whenever you go, you're just going to go. So
okay.
you can drive long distance truck. You can work 8 hours, 12 hours. It does not matter. You can go out and have a productive day and still drink this tea.
Is this tea something that I have to drink on a consistent basis, or is it a one-time dose, or is it constantly?
Well, many people that I meet, they have never detoxed. So people that have never detoxed, you need to really detox 30 days to really get your system, your upper and lower intestines, your colon, your liver to be cleansed. You really need a 30-day full detoxification, right? And many times that you detox, you're going to rid your body out of toxins, parasites, pinworms, intestinal sludge, all those things that have been lying dormant in your body that many people do not know of.
So I'm in the studio right now. I'm here shaking and trembling a little bit because we talking about worms and parasites that possibly could be inside your body.
Absolutely.
So a lot of things. So I've heard that before, that parasites live inside of your body, but and then germs and bacteria. But some of the bacteria is good bacteria.
Absolutely, it is.
But the parasites are not good parasites.
No,
they need to
they're not.
come out.
They need to come out.
And this tea is supposedly help to get this stuff out of you.
Yes.
Wow. So before we go any further, how can someone get in? What is the website and then phone numbers to get in contact with you if somebody wants to get some of your products?
Absolutely. You can actually go to my website, which is www.totallifechanges.com/3436491. And my number is 919-607-8201.
8201. And once again, her number is 919-607-8201.
Absolutely.
You want to get some of this tea and some of these other products to help keep your health right, clean you out. Or, my grandmother would always tell me, you want to get cleaned out, you want to get detoxed. But now this is old school.
Yes.
They just give you some salad greens, man, and you go ahead and get some collards and stuff like that, But this tea, it is pretty good. Is it a hot tea or a cold tea?
You have a choice. You can drink it hot. And if you want to drink it hot, this tea is so potent that you can't even put it in the microwave because it will destroy the potency of the tea, because it's all natural. It's all natural tea. You can drink it hot or cold. But if you want to add things like lemon, you can do that, or organic honey, which will be great. But I also heard you say something about your greens, Gary, and that is something that I was taught through my grandmother as well. But the things that our bodies are suffering these days, we need something more than just vegetables, right? And a lot of times people are not having that full intake of their fruits and vegetables, right? And so when we do that, we're able to get a natural detoxification, but people are not eating the right amount of fruits and vegetables that we need. So with this tea is able to pull on your cell walls and able to rid your body out of things that just regular tea won't be able to do.
Now, when I hear any product that come on TV or any product that comes out from tea to vitamins to anything, there's always a disclaimer, there's always some kind of warning sign or some kind of content on the label. Is there anything that I need to be concerned about as far as that could be a backlash from this vitamin or this tea?
No, with the tea, as I said, everyone can take it besides pregnant women and children that are 5+ up. With the liquid vitamin, pregnant women can take it. So a lot of times pregnant women are not eating healthy because some of them may be sick, but this liquid vitamin is 98% that's going to go immediately into your bloodstream. It has 22 fruits and vegetables, 19 amino acids, 72 minerals. That's into your superfood, right? I call it my smoothie in a bottle. I get so excited because I take it every day, and 1 tablespoon, Gary, check this out, is equivalent to eating 10 salads. Do you eat 10 salads a day?
No, absolutely not. I don't, I don't eat 10 salads a day. I do get my exercise, and I try to eat right for the most part. Wow, this is good information to know.
It's great. And so with these two right here, I like to do them as a combo, because when you are detoxifying your body, you're ridding your body out of all the bad stuff, as I would say. And the NutriBurst is going to replenish your body and put the nutrients right back in.
So once again, ladies and gentlemen, it sounds like we got something going on here that can possibly help blood pressure, obesity, diabetes, and other health conditions that you got going on. And to get in contact with this lady, Tammy Mills, once again, she's executive director of Total Life Changes. Give her a call. Tammy, that number again, I believe you said 919-607-8201.
Correct.
And the website again?
It's www.totallifechanges.com/343641. I'll say that again. www.totallifechanges.com/343641.
Wow, that's good information. Tell me once again, thank you so much for being here today. What would you like to tell my listeners about their health? Just one of your comments. What would you like to tell people about their health?
I think now we're in a season that we really need to be mindful and take charge of our health. A lot of times we're going out putting money on other things that may not bring us any value. We need to understand that our health is our wealth. If we don't have our health, we cannot do a lot of things that we want to do, for us going on vacation with our family, not even being able to get up and work that job that you want to go to. But once we have our health intact, we're able to live a full and productive lifestyle in which God intended us to live. So I just want us to be mindful just to get our health back. And so when we know to do better, we will do better.
Now Tammy, I'm very much aware of the conditions that the health products are very important for us all. Now, what is it important for us to make sure that we eat right and take the right vitamins when it comes to our sexual situations?
Absolutely. Back again to our company, our visionary, Mr. Jack Fallon, Total Life Change. I believe, in the word total. Total means complete. So we need to make sure that our health style is total and complete and balanced out. Even when we're talking about the sexual enhancers, we know there are a lot of things out there on the market that are not natural and is really causing more harm than good. Just for instance, the blue pill. We know that a lot of people are taking that. They're going blind. They're actually causing people to die. I actually had a young man that I spoke with that said he had took the pill, and that's been over 20 years ago, and that he actually was still having headaches due to that side effect. But over here we have an important product called Strike Up. It's called Strike. I'm sorry, called Strike. So you have there's some. So you have a product with a Total Life Changes that is a male enhancement that can help with that as well. Yes. Wow. And we have something for the women. We didn't leave you behind, ladies. We have something called Love for Women. Ain't that something? So there you have it. So this Total Life Changes, Miss Tammy Mills, they have stuff for all type of situations, and we talking about sexual enhancement situations for the men and the women. Mm-hmm. Wonderful. And so not only does it gives you pleasure for the women and men, we have natural products in it that has cinnamon, asparagus, and it helps men out with enlarged prostate, heart disease, which is the #1 killer in men and women, and it also helps out with memory. Wow. Looking forward. Is that in a pill form, or that's tea as well? That's in a pill form? It's in a pill form. Okay, all right. Just eat something in 20 minutes before you take it, and they say it's like going from the Sahara Desert to Niagara Falls. Ain't that something?
All right. We're going to keep it moving right here. And once again, Tammy, there was something else that you wanted to mention about the being concerned with your health. What was it?
Yes, I wanted to just say that, we can make a decision today to take charge of our health. Something so simple as getting these natural products into your body that's going to help aid with high blood pressure, diabetes, even cancer, right? Things that we know that are affecting our society, even our nation. So we can make a decision to say, hey, I'm going to take a step of faith and get on these products so I can start, working toward a healthy lifestyle, or we can say, hey, we're going to suffer the consequences of going to the doctor and paying that bill of not taking charge of our health today.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you. Once again, there you heard it from Ms. Tammy Mills. Once again, the Executive Director of Total Life Changes. And once again, thank you for joining Get With The Program radio show. And we look forward to listening to us next week. As I always say, stay positive and always keep up and take care of your health. Once again, I'm Gary Jones, and I'm the host of Get With The Program. So until next time,
Get with the program.
what you talking about?
The program.